If you leave, you're going to be unhappy. I have no apologies for that. And that's not because you left Contend or you left us that you'll be unhappy.
No.
It's because, as we've communicated to you, the source of your unhappiness is deep-rooted. And so this is a historic pattern for you. You're unhappy in Kansas City, you come here. You get unhappy here. So that's the context of it.
Right.
So I stand by that. One thing that you brought up, I think to Rustin, maybe even to Graham, and to me, is like you don't feel like I'm friends with you anymore. And I think, to be clear, this is always how I viewed my relationship with you. Nothing's changed for me, but I've always loved you. And I think the moment that the correction began and I started confronting you, you felt like our relationship changed. And I would hope for you to understand as leaders, is that confrontation and correction is love. Father disciplines those who love so that they may bear lasting fruits of righteousness, right? And if I don't love anyone, I don't care if they sin.
Right.
They're gone.
Right.
You know? And so, in the sense that you thought that I was your friend and your buddy, I was never that. I think you may have thought that, but I was never that. I'm not on the same level as you. I think stemming from, do you actually want to do this with us?
Right.
If you don't, we're not going to be offended. But that's just straight up. Because Sam, if you're going to do it,
then do it.
Then do it.
But if you're not, then don't.
Yeah.
And just tell us how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And we will love you either way.
Yeah.
What do you want to answer right now?
Well, if you have one.
So I only have the two options.
What other option is there?
You're the one who gave them, so. Yeah, you gave me two options. Yeah.
Well, I said you could either say, yeah, I want to be held accountable to this group, or not. What other options would there be?
And being accountable to the group, to the community, which means to the elders, not just the men, the moms and dads, right? Right. Or you can say, I think I'm going to go another direction. And I won't be part of the community. Yeah. I'm going to go another way. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be part of the community, you're going to be under authority.
Right. Yeah, no more pushing back.
For sure. I don't feel ready to say yes to the community. I feel comfortable with meeting with Rustin and Graham, but I can't say yes to the community.
It's one and the same.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're no longer part of the content community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
It's sad, it's bittersweet, but yeah.
Yeah, but I've left lots of communities because God moved me on in my life. So I'm not worried about you being sad about that. I just want to know. I don't want you to make a decision for the wrong reasons.
Totally, and I'm not blaming anybody but myself, and because David asked me the question. So I will cure the consequences of that.
So then, how should we communicate this to the rest of the staff so that they understand your decision?
I mean, I don't want to burn a bridge. I love. I'm a champion.
He's your friends, yeah.
You know, what do you guys do? I think it's awesome you guys are going to so many countries, you know, in the summer. But as of right now, it's hard. I can't say yes to the community.
Well, let me lay it out just the way that I feel like. Sam, I know you're saying yes now, and I don't know if you know what you're saying yes to, and so I just want to break it down for you a little bit, just consequentially how things work. And to me, this is, again, you have brought up repeatedly this idea of David telling other ministries, organizations about me. On one hand, you should. On the other hand, I don't know.
No, I think I never changed from you should. I just want to know what that means.
Well, I mean, it's a fear of the Lord thing, right? It's essentially, Samuel, you are not living out repentance in a number of areas of your life. And I think you need to hear that. I think you keep saying like, oh, I've gotten better, but you're not living out biblical repentance in a number of areas of your life. It's continuing to sin.
Yeah.
In fact, I confronted you about your resume in December.
Yeah.
Then you lied to Kay to his face
Yeah.
as he introduced you to his friends. Right? Like, Samuel, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I already told you that you shouldn't be lying about this, and then you went and lied about it in person to someone who's my personal friend. Right? A door that, and here's the thing, there's a lot of relationships that you have, and I don't want this to sound weird to you, but fathers open the door to relationships to sons.
Yeah.
You didn't earn that favor,
Yeah.
but we do it because we love you.
You're right.
Lou did it for me.
You're right.
But you have to understand, that's borrowed favor. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Until I earn favor for myself before the Lord, I'm on borrowed favor.
Yeah.
And I understand that. When I walk in a room and people call me Lou's spiritual son, I also understand. But I have not done what he's done. And if that goes out of order, then I'm in a bad place. Because that favor's not mine yet.
That's good, David.
Right? And so for you, you gotta understand, these relationships that you have with a lot of people that we've opened the door to you is not a relationship that was built on your trustworthiness.
Right.
It was built on ours.
Right.
And there's areas of your life that are not trustworthy.
Yeah.
There's areas of your life that are incredibly unhealthy and destructive to people and to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to now have to communicate that, that's my heart, right? And I don't think, I don't know, like, I don't know if you understand that fully of what that's like, because it's not something that we want to do, but part of it is the fear of the Lord thing, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and so
Yeah.
it's never been a threat for me. In fact, Living Water people called me, and they had questions about you.
Mm-hmm.
They had questions about what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And what do you think I told them?
The truth?
No? I said, Sam's not part of our team anymore, but you should love on him. The only reason they hung out with you was because I said that.
Yeah, and I also...
But my point is
Yeah.
like, you gotta know my heart for you.
Yeah.
But if you're living in an unrepentant way,
Right.
and you're resisting accountability,
Yeah.
that has to be known.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer a safe person then.
Right.
And that's the reality, right? And so there's if you don't go with accountability with us, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But that's just part of life.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't want you to think like, I don't want you to be afraid to say no, because I feel like you've not left because you felt like I was gonna blackmail you if I did. At least that's what you've communicated to me actually a number of times. I want to leave, but David's gonna blackmail me.
I even had a conversation with Nathaniel, okay, like, you can ask me to never come back, and that'll be okay with me. And you can talk to David about it, like,
Right.
please be candid, you know? And you can even ask me, hey, like, Sam, you made these choices, I'm gonna have to ask you, never just don't reach out to them again.
I wouldn't do that though.
But you can.
No, I can't. I wouldn't do that because it's not godly to ask you to do that.
Sure, yeah,
What's godly is they know what's going on.
yeah.
They know the truth of what's
Yeah,
going on,
yeah.
and they make their own decision.
Yeah, no, you can do that, you can tell them, like, you know.
But that's my responsibility.
Right.
But I'm not. You got to know that I would not tell you to not hang out with certain people,
Yeah,
or I would not tell them not to hang out with you.
totally.
I mean, it depends on the sin, right?
For sure.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, but I'm like, I just want to be in a place where I'm like, I know, I told Nathaniel, I only know you through David and his commitment to the Lord and his revelation, and like, this, like, we're not really friends because of my own person, right?
Yeah, I haven't followed up with him, so I'll hear what he thought of your conversation.
For sure, yeah. And like, please correct me if I said anything wrong. Like, I begged.
So I think the thing is I always, you know, with all that being said, I don't want to dwell on that too long.
Yeah.
Is okay. So you're not going to be part of the content community. Then what are you going to do?
I think I'm gonna move either to Dallas or Nashville, or then just get a day job and just spend time with the Lord and try to just have routine.
Okay. So when are you going to move?
I don't know.
All right. I will have conversations just because there's been a historic pattern of deception from you and lying,
Yeah.
right? And I did talk with people in Dallas, a number of them, been people that you would know. Probably names are popping in there right now, but I did have to clarify.
Yeah.
And there were things that you said were not true.
Yeah.
You know, and so I know you keep saying like I don't want to talk bad about David, but it's not just about your heart. It's about how you're representing what we say, and you're being vulnerable with processing how you're processing it, but you're processing the wrong thing because what you're processing is not even the truth.
Yeah.
It's not even what happened, right? And so I got to clarify these things,
Sure.
right? But I think and there'll be a conversation that we'll have with our community as well. But
We're not going to
yeah.
blackball you. We're not going to try to make you look bad. We're going to, but we do have to explain why you're no longer part
We have
of
to tell the
community.
truth. I'm communicating to you clearly right now, in the presence of these men, and you're not qualified to be in the ministry right now on a character level.
I agree with you.
Even I know you keep saying you're going to the secular marketplace. Like, it's pretty clear to me, Samuel, is that what I've seen over the years is you're looking for validation in all the wrong places. I
Burn
brought
some bridges.
not burn some bridges. You try to get into rooms that your character and your gifting can't handle.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Yale told me this, and I brought this up to you. He said you asked him to get a backstage media pass at Promise Keepers, and Yale was like, and he didn't get back to you, and then 3 hours later he realized you had weaseled your way through someone else to get a backstage media pass or something like that, and he was like, oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
Well, I think there's this desire in your heart to be the person on the platform, to be the green room person, to be the person. Your words is this: when I walk into a room, I want everyone to respect me. I want what Kay has, and that is sick.
That's sin. Yeah.
And Samuel, it's not surrendered.
Yeah.
It's very real and it's unhealthy and it's gonna affect your relationships. And that's why we have to be aware.
Right.
People should be aware of that. But again, that's and I'm saying this to you right now. I don't believe you're walking out repentance.
Really?
No.
I think I am.
Anyone in your position should be terrified of this transition. Like scared out of their guts. Not because of your issues in particular, but this is terrifying. And I'm not feeling that from you. So either you don't, that's why I'm like in the sense of like,
That's
I
really
don't
good.
know if you know what this is gonna be like, or you're masking your fear.
Oh no, I don't know what it's gonna be like.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what this means because I'm not content my entire, pretty much, my entire, like not my entire life, but like.
And what is it again? What was the reason again that you decided that you're not going to move forward with content?
I'm not sure if I could preach with the community.
He's not sure if he can be present with people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, Samuel, that's gonna follow you the rest of your life. I mean, that's how you, with Graham, you didn't want to see him for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you don't want to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's just part of like, that's what I'm trying to tell you is like, the reason we're trying to keep you accountable is not to make your life miserable.
Right.
Is because the very areas that you're running away from are the things that you need healing in.
This is like so much love on our part.
Yeah.
We're saying the hard stuff because we so deeply love you, and we're fearful for you. Not in that context, but we're concerned for you. We think it's going to be way tougher than what you realize.
I think it's gonna be hard because you'll find yourself in a very similar place, and to go around the mountain again, that's like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a hard feeling. But in for many ways, I'm not trying to disagree with you.
I think it's a really good thing. The way I think that's the right phrase to use is that are you going to have to go around the mountain again to build the community?
It's a stagnant
It's kind of like I don't want the stuff that makes me uncomfortable, but I want to be friends, and that that is what you're saying, right? Is like that stuff I don't want, but I want to be friends. So that's why I'm asking, like, what is it that you're wanting? What do you mean by that?
Like
Right.
you have a lot of friends out there, right?
I mean, if you've offered a third solution, where it's like I can be here and be with Graham and Rustin for a bit, I mean, I would have thought about that one.
But we're, Samuel, this is why I'm gonna just butt in right here with that. Is I've offered you your third solutions for years, and it's hey, if I just don't have to work with Steph, hey, if I just don't have to do this, I just don't have to work with Michael. I don't have to be part of the
That's
staff
not
team.
how life is.
And like every time something got uncomfortable, you're like, I don't want to deal with that. And if you're always looking for an exception, and that's the very area that God wants to heal.
Yeah.
And so if in our wisdom we're saying you gotta show up, you're basically saying, okay, I see your wisdom, but I don't want to do it. And so that's what you
I
mean
don't
by
have the strength to do it right now.
yeah, and
Right.
yeah.
That's what you said.
I want to do it. I
You love